In this short lesson, we will learn about the history of political parties in Texas. Historians and political scientists usually trace the origin of the American political party to the debate between the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists over the ratification of the new United States Constitution, written at Philadelphia in 1787. For a short period in the nation's early history, from 1788 to 1800, there was only one party, the Federalists. However, for most of the nation's history, the United States has had two major parties, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. Furthermore, until recent years, from 1968 to the present, when neither party has been as dominant as in the past, either the Democratic Party or the Republican Party has tended to dominate American politics for long periods of time. The Democrats from 1800 to 1860 and from 1932 to 1968. The Republicans from 1860 to 1932. Third parties have never had much success at the national level in terms of electing their own candidates. Nevertheless, on a few occasions, they seem to have played a spoiler role in determining which of the two major parties was victorious in a presidential election. The development of political parties in Texas since it secured its independence from Mexico has been a different story from that in the nation as a whole. For one thing, political parties were slower to develop in Texas than they were in the United States. In fact, during the time that Texas was an independent nation called the Republic of Texas, there really were no political parties. In addition, for about 1/4 of a century, after Texas in 1845 became a state within the United States, there was in reality one political party, the Democratic Party. In fact, except for a very short time after the American Civil War, when the Republican Party was in control of the state's government from 1867 to 1874, the Democrats enjoyed almost uncontested control of the state for the rest of the 19th century. Continuing into the 20th century, the Democrats maintained their overwhelming domination of the state's politics for approximately the first 60 years of the century, with only limited competition from the Republican Party and occasionally from third parties such as the Populists. In the 1960s, the Republicans became somewhat more competitive, but the Democrats retained their hold on most government positions in the state. That is until the mid-1990s, when the Republican Party, for the first time since Reconstruction, assumed control of most state offices. In the first decade of the 21st century, the Republican Party has become just as dominant in Texas politics at the state level as the Democratic Party was for a very long time. The history of Texas political parties can be summarized in 5 eras into which the state's political history can be divided. The first era involved personalities and not parties, and this lasted from 1836 to 1845. There were no political parties in Texas, just personalities. The second era saw Democrats in charge from 1845 to 1867. The third era, known as a Republican intermission, lasted from 1867 to 1874 and followed the period of Reconstruction that Texans hated. The fourth era saw Democrats solidly in control for over 120 years, from 1874 to 1994. The fifth era has seen Republicans reborn from 1994 till now. We've been under Republican control in the state of Texas, and Texas has been solidly a red state. Is the future of Texas purple? With the increasing Hispanic population of Texas and the decreasing non-Hispanic white population of Texas, many feel that Texas can become a swing state, a purple state in the future, not red and not blue.